Hi, I'm Jim Ramsey, and I'm the first fully certified Gottman therapist in the state of Montana. At the present time, there are two of us. I've been with that organization now for almost 15 years. Let me give you an example of changes that have happened in the field of marriage and family therapy since I started back in 1979 with my office in Missoula. Suppose you go to see your doctor and you are really, really sick. And you just are desperate to find an answer. And the doctor listens to all your symptoms and then sympathizes with you and says, I can see you're really sick. I want to give you emotional support. I want to do what I can to help you. Can we meet on a weekly basis? And we can talk about the symptoms you're having. Maybe I can give you some pain medication and kind of give you some tips on how you can get through this thing better. How would you feel about that, doctor? Would that be a shocker for you? We expect doctors to have knowledge about what the problems are and what the cures are and what the medicines are, don't we? Well, we haven't had that in marriage counseling for most of the time. Like I said, I've been doing that for about 45 years. But since this research, we now know what causes divorce. The whole purpose of the research was to determine why marriages succeed or fail. And they found the intervening variables between those that stayed married and happy and those that got divorced. And now that information is being refined and interventions being developed and tested and researched so that they know not only what goes wrong, but how to fix what goes wrong. And they're training therapists from all over the world in the Gottman method. It is the gold standard today. That is what we call research-based counseling. Not based on somebody's theory, not based on just being a good listener, but based on actual research. And so the Gottman Institute not only did this, but they also developed an inventory that couples take called the Couples Checkup. It takes about an hour to fill out. It's quite extensive, and you do it online individually. You give me your email address, I send it to the Gottman Institute, and they will then invite you to this inventory. It costs $39 for both of you combined. When you get that finished, that information, those results are sent to me, and I go over those results, and they also send me about 55 pages of treatment plan suggesting what to do to help you with your issues based on their research. So we schedule a Zoom session, for a double session actually, for about 100 minutes, to go over all this material with you and show you an overview of what's going on in your relationship, both that works and the things that aren't working. And then after we do that, we decide what we're going to do to help you get your relationship to change. So we decide on how frequently we're going to meet, where we're going to meet, how we're going to meet, maybe it's going to be on Zoom if you're a distant away from Missoula, like eastern Montana, or maybe you're going to come after doing some Zoom sessions and meet with me for a Saturday or half a day in a marathon format, so you don't have to come and go every hour when you're living that far away. Or better yet, the newest thing and the most powerful is to line up a private couples intensive weekend where you spend a full weekend with me and do the work equivalent to 4 months of a session each week. Now, this is a big change. And I know that most people don't even know it exists. They don't even know who Gottman is. They don't know anything about this research. And maybe they've had bad experiences, or friends have had bad experiences with marriage counseling. When the Gottman Institute started their research, they researched marriage therapy, and they found it was as effective at that time as nothing. That's why there's bad stories about marriage counseling. But if you really are desperately wanting to change your relationship, you love each other, and you're sick and tired of having cold wars and hot wars and all these kinds of things that happen, give me a call. Let me work with you. Because that's what I love to do. I wouldn't be doing this when I'm 77 years old unless I was successful, and I love doing it. So call me at 406-251-7073, and let's get started. There's no time like the present to begin transforming your marriage.